Hi guys, what's going on? What's good with you guys? It's another video here on Shogun FC, and as you've guessed already by the video title and by what you're seeing on screen, Football Manager 16 is coming to the channel. Some of you might be a bit confused and thinking, hey, this is a Pro Evolution channel. It's actually not. It's just a general football games channel. Actually, the first videos I put on here were Football Manager videos. If you check back to my earlier videos, I did a mini-series called Baggy Boys, which I didn't actually finish on camera. But I'm determined to finish this one. Obviously, I'm a bit late to the party. And for that reason, I've kind of cut through this and gone straight to the start of the season. But yeah, I'm just going to give you guys a bit of an intro into the series that is going to come. This is just going to be a short video just letting you know what team we've picked, what transfer dealings we've done so far, and what the aims are for this series. Right, so if you didn't know, my birthday was on Friday, just gone, and on Saturday I treated myself to Football Manager 16, and I put out a little tweet yesterday saying if I was to do a Football Manager 16 save on my channel, what team would you like me to use? And I gave people a few choices because I wanted to do a short save first and then do a bigger one with maybe a really low level team. But to start off with, I said, you know, Arsenal, obviously being the team I support, AC Milan, Real Madrid, or to use the new custom club feature. And pretty overwhelmingly, I guess because my Twitter timeline is also filled with a lot of Arsenal fans, and of course any online poll involving Arsenal automatically wins, that's the team I'm being. So I'm not too upset about that. I'm actually quite happy with it. I tend to do quite well with Arsenal. And obviously I know the team, I know the improvements that need to be made. And yeah, it's obviously a team I hold quite dear to my heart. So I'm going to take you through to the squad as it currently stands. Bearing in mind, I'm through to the Community Shield now, so I've played a fair bit of, well, I say a fair bit, I've played a few hours of this already, bought some players and stuff, so I'm going to let you know the squad that is here. Right, here's the squad, and as it stands, it won't look too dissimilar, but you'll see a few names that would hopefully pique your interest just a little bit. Obviously, Peter Cech in goal, Debuchy, Per Mertesacker, Koscielny, and then at left back, we've got a youngster called Jorge. I believe that's how you pronounce it in Spanish. I'm not Spanish myself, but yeah, he's a very, very interesting player. He's essentially the Brazilian Kieran Gibbs, really, but not quite as fast just yet. But he's got very, very solid stats all over the park, as you can see. Decent pace and acceleration. Decent mentals considering he's only 19 years old, and he's got a tackling stat of 15 already as a teenager. Crossing is 14, and I think as a fullback and a wing back, he's going to be absolutely fantastic in the years to come. And spent a fair bit on him actually, probably more than I should have done, but because this is going to be a short save, I want to kind of get my aims completed as soon as possible. So, you know, you've got to break the bank sometimes. Midfield, we've got Coquelin, Ramsey. Obviously, I've been playing pre-season friendlies, so Joel Campbell's in the squad. Mesut Ozil, Jeff Rain Adelaide, Olivier Giroud. All obviously existing Arsenal players. David Ospina, Flamini, Arteta, Kieran Gibbs. And then we picked up the young starlet Ruben Neves. And again, he's only 18 years old, but he's got pretty decent stats all over the board, including very good mentals for a teenager. So I'm hoping that we can get close to that potential as soon as possible and get the best out of this player. But I'm looking to have him as obviously he's very good as a deep line playmaker. I also want him as probably a holding midfielder as well, or, you know, a ball winning midfielder. That's probably primarily what I'm going to train him up for. So then I've got him and Coquelin as those options, really. Flamini and Arteta aren't really going to last longer than this season. And then, of course, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Santi Cazorla, Alexis Sanchez, Gabriel Paulista, Callum Chambers. And then on the ever-present injury pile, we have Hector Bellerin, Theo Walcott, Jack Wilshere, Danny Welbeck, Alex Iwobi, and just a casual Alvaro Morata in there. Yes, that's right. I went and picked up Morata. Now, the story behind me buying Morata is a bit of a funny one, because I bought him because obviously with the current update, Welbeck's injured for like 8 months. So I thought, hey, I can't have an injured striker, I'm going to need backup, so I'll buy Morata. Bought Morata, and of course, true to Arsenal fashion, he got injured. Such is life. But yeah, we've got him in the squad. He's obviously a very, very good player. Quick, moderately strong, good finisher, good in the air. There's still a bit of improvement to come as well. So, I mean, he's only out for, 3 to 6 weeks. So he'll be back at a relatively decent time in the season. Until then, we really are stuck with Olivier Giroud and Joe Campbell as striking options. But, yeah, it's not a big deal. We can still get the best out of this team. Hopefully just get through those first fixtures until we can start getting players back. And then kind of hit the ground running and try and get some results together. In terms of tactics, I've got 2 tactics that I really want to use. My first one is this standard 4-2-3-1. It's been my favourite tactic since I started playing Football Manager. I played Championship Manager back in the days. But when it became Football Manager, my first Football Manager game was FM11. I used this to great effect, won Champions Leagues with it. And, with different tweaks here and there, I've pretty much stuck to the same tactic and it's worked for me. It's definitely my favourite tactic. I use inside forwards. I use fullbacks that bomb on. Sometimes I have my fullbacks defensive, but in this instance, when I'm playing inside forwards that are actually definitely going to cut in, I'm going to need that width coming from them. And yeah, so that's the team as it stands. In fact, give me just 1 second and I'm going to show you my ideal first 11. Right, so that's what that looks like. This is the ideal first 11 for me. Obviously, a couple of injuries in there mean that this isn't exactly possible right now. But yeah, Cech, Jorge, Koscielny, Mertesacker, Bellerin, Ramsey, Coquelin, Sanchez, Ozil, Cazorla and Morata would be my ideal choice for this formation. I've also got a second formation which is a little less orthodox, and it's this. It's a 5-3-2 with wing backs. And again, this is another formation that I used from FM11 actually. Once I started getting bored of using 4-2-3-1, I was winning everything. I was winning, like 6 trophies a season. I was winning, the quadruple, then the Super Cup, and the International Club World Cup, whatever they call that. And, I was winning that like pretty much every single season. And, I was also Brazil manager. Using the 4-2-3-1 and winning the World Cup every time, and it just got a bit samey. So I thought, okay, let me try something completely out of my comfort zone, and I used this formation. And it took a while, but once I did get it working and started building the squad around this formation, it was absolutely fantastic. I've not used it since FM11, but I'm going to go back to it and try it. And hopefully it reaps the same rewards. I played a bit with it in pre-season. Obviously, coming up against teams in Hong Kong, I'm going to beat them anyway. But yeah, it's been a pretty decent pre-season so far. And yeah, so this is the second formation. And I guess I'll talk you through what I'm expecting from this. A flat 3 at centre-half. Mertesacker in the middle with slightly pacier options out wide. In fact, give me a moment, and again, I will reshape this into what it needs to be. Right, so now all the players are in position. This is essentially the formation that I would use as my secondary formation. And what this one is, it's there to kind of be quite stable. It locks the team down, particularly down the middle. Essentially, you've got a lot of players in the centre of the park and 2 players providing all of the width. So, oh shit, I forgot to put Bellerin in. Okay. Right, so this is the formation with the ideal lineup. This is what I've got in mind for this. And essentially what it's set to do is to pack the centre of the park full of players, give me options both in attack and defence, and literally having 2 players providing all of the width for this team. So over time, Jorge and Bellerin are going to be trained up to have a lot of stamina because they're going to need it for this formation. It's tiring for, you know, even the most fitter footballers. So it's going to be difficult to use. It's not going to be something that's going to be my first choice formation. It'll probably be something that I revert to or play against really strong teams that I just want to kind of lock down against. But the idea is to have a flat 3 in defence. Mertesacker surrounded by slightly quicker defenders in Koscielny and Gabriel. And obviously over time I'm going to be buying players to fill that same niche. The wing backs, of course, Jorge and Bellerin obviously can be replaced by Gibbs and Debuchy if need be. The midfield of Coquelin, Ramsey and Ozil. It's a nice blend of obviously energy, industry and creativity as well. Obviously Ramsey and Ozil both can be quite creative and attacking. Coquelin and Ramsey are both energetic and pretty decent in the tackle. Up front, Giroud as a target man in support and Alvaro Morata as an attacking advanced forward. So that's essentially what I expect from this. It's going to be a formation where probably going to be using it to counter teams quite a lot. I'm whipping crosses in like all day. So we get the ball and Ozil's either going to try and find Giroud straight away or put it out wide to Jorge and Bellerin. They're going to whip it through. Giroud or Morata, if they get on the end of it, there's a good chance that they're at least going to hit the target and give the keeper something to think about. Both of them good in the air, both of them good with their feet as well. So yeah, it's a formation that once the team gets used to it, can cause people a lot of problems, and it asks questions that other formations don't necessarily do. Right then, last bit of this episode, and just to kind of let you know how pre-season went, and it was all wins other than 2 games really. Obviously you play your first game against the under-21s, and that was pretty comfortable of course. Then we went on tour in Hong Kong and didn't really have much of a problem there. We came up against Alfandega and Crystal Palace, smashed both of those. It was good. The Crystal Palace game was more interesting because obviously they're a team in this league, so it's good to kind of measure up against the teams you're going to be facing. Then we played Lyon, and they actually managed to beat us. It was a weird game. It was quite even. We didn't take our chances, and in the end, Lacazette, and I can't remember who the other player was, but they just took their chances and they scored them. And it was one of those games where it's like, well, that's what happens when you don't finish your food. Someone else comes and eats your plate. We then played Modena and Guingamp, and we beat both of those quite comfortably. Then we played in the John Terry testimonial. Didn't really have much of a choice of this. This was already decided by the time I'd opened the game up. But yeah, again, a game we really should have won. We dominated it for most of the game. Went 2-0 up, and they came back and equalised. Just again from us not killing the game off, really. Then we played Boavista. A 2-1 win. It was more comfortable than the scoreline suggests, but again, we've got to, once we get familiar with the tactics, I imagine we'll be able to lock down games a bit better. I do want to get another centre half in, just because I don't think Mertesacker is going to be able to cut it much longer at this standard, especially with the formation that I play and the way I want to play in the future, tweaking it, because it's not where I want it at the moment, but I've set the tactics to fit the way the team is in terms of personnel. So I'm not pushing up as high with the back line because we've got Mertesacker, that sort of thing. I'm compensating for the players that we haven't got yet. So, but over time, I will be looking to replace Mertesacker with a slightly nippier defender. But yeah, so once that's kind of in place, we will hopefully concede less goals. But over the course of pre-season, we only conceded, 6 goals in, 8 games? So it's not too bad, but it's not ideal either. The next game is against Chelsea in the Community Shield. So that will be the start of next episode. We will go straight into that game. Chelsea, West Ham and Newcastle will be the games that we play. And then, yeah, we'll take it from there. But this is basically the preview to this Football Manager series. What I essentially want to do, I'm probably going to play, I don't know, like 5 seasons of this. And essentially the goal is to win the Champions League and the Premier Division. If I can do that, I'll be happy. We'll call it mission accomplished. If not, then depending on how close we are, we may knock on another extra season. But that will pretty much be it. I don't want to spend too long on this because I really want to do a lower league management save. I haven't done lower league for years, and I think the story that builds up with that is quite good. I think it'll be something that you guys enjoy, hopefully. But yeah, just to let you know what's coming soon. This is going to be on the channel. There are still going to be Pro Evo videos, so don't worry about that. I know a lot of you guys are fans of the Balling Out series. That's still going to be happening. Don't worry, that is not going anywhere. There's going to be a pack opening video once the legends are announced as well. I am saving up so much GP. I want to get somewhere in the region of 300,000 to spend. So that will be fun. But yeah, Football Manager is coming to Shogun FC. And yeah, so look out for that. I'm hoping to get this up today while I record it and get the next episode up tomorrow, the official first episode. So keep it locked until then. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. Like if you're excited for this to come to the channel. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me as always. And yeah, take care of yourself. Peace.